Hello campers, this is the Suburban Camper and today I'm doing a video on the basic setup of the Shelter Logic 10x10 canopy. Please note I have modified this canopy. Right out of the box it is way too tall and basically is a big wind sail. So I have removed a foot off the legs. The legs come in two sections, so from the bottom section I used a hacksaw and just removed a foot, and as you can see from this picture it fits very nicely over the Suburban and provides plenty of room underneath. First, I want to share a few tips. The ridge poles have three sections, and two of them can be connected and still fit in the Yakima Skybox 18 cargo carrier that I use. So that's what I've done. I've duct taped them together. It's the one with the silver duct tape in the picture. And I've done the same thing with the rafter poles. They come in two sections, and again, duct tape them together so they're a permanent connection. They're ready to go when you get to the campsite, and that saves a good amount of time. The other thing that I did is I have color coded the poles. The ridges are marked with silver duct tape and the rafters are marked with blue duct tape. And I've also labeled them. I use a coordinate system, north, south, east, west. It's not true north, just typically make the front of the canopy north and then construct everything accordingly. So the ridge pole there is marked as east, and then it has an arrow pointing to the north side, and then the rafter is marked for the southeast side of the canopy. So again, this just saves time laying it out ahead of time and makes everything go much smoother. So now we are ready to go. I have unloaded the canopy poles and I've put them into piles, sorted them out. So the ridge poles are in one pile, the rafters in another, the legs are in another. And I've cheated a little bit here. I've got the corners already laid out in the canopy area. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to run the video in double time and walk you through it. All right, it is raining out, so let's get the canopy up so Zoe and I can get underneath it and get dried out. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out the poles over in the canopy area. First, I'm going to do the main ridge poles, and then I'm going to do the rafters in the front, and then in the back. And then I'm going to bring over the rear section of the ridge poles, and then I'm going to start connecting everything up. And I'm going to get this corner installed, connect the ridge to the rafter. Same thing here. You do need to lift it at this point to get it to connect up properly. And we'll continue on to the front. And there we go. The roof is installed. And now we're going to move on to the first leg section. We'll just work our way around. And now it's time to install the roof tarp. Once I make sure the legs are all in properly. So I'm going to lay this out lengthwise, how it's going to go over the top, and be sure that the Shelter Logic logo is facing up. That lets you know that the top is in the right spot. So we lost a ridge pole there. We're going to get that reconnected and pull the tarp on over. And then we're just going to secure a corner either by wrapping the tensioner around the pole, or I like to use there's hooks on the tensioner that you can connect into the holes that are in the leg poles. Then we're going to get underneath and use the tarp straps that it comes with and wrap those around the outer ridge pole and snap them tight. We'll do that on both sides. These do a very good job of securing the roof tarp. And then we're going to pull it over the back side and then the front side. snug it down a bit. And there we are going to use the tensioners to snug it down a little bit further. And then the final step is putting in the bottom section of the leg poles. I'll do the front and then the back. And there we go. That is the basic setup of the canopy. So the elapsed time on that was about 10 minutes. Definitely worth it to stay dry on this camping trip. Here's what the canopy looks like when it's fully set up. I will be doing another video on the full setup, which will include the positioning, securing, and installing the homemade wall system I have. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe. And if you would like to learn more about camping in a Chevy Suburban, visit my website, suburbancamping.com. Thank you.